Musterxmedia presents a tribute to men that hate their jobs. Episode 5. A lack of repairs. My shit job just gets more shitter by the fucking day, and I'm getting sick of it. I'm still 3 months into working with the clown that killed more people than Corona, and it's really doing my nut in. It is depressing. I fix things for a living back in my profession, as well as making stunning visual effects. I'm also a good mechanic of moving lights, sophisticated piece of equipment like Christie's projectors. Anything technical from the entertainment industry I can pretty much repair. I can bastardize and cannibalize and polish turds until my hands get covered in shit. That's how good I am. And it really does my nut in when something dies in the clown's restaurant and I'm not allowed to even attempt to look at something, let alone repair it. It can't be you, it's got to be our contractor. You'll be a contractor, shit, you can't fix anything. Yeah, that goes without saying, but you're not allowed to touch it. Okay. It's always the way the conversation goes. The restaurant is falling apart. There's cracks everywhere. Bits of ceiling coming down, which is just held together with tape by their contractor. Even the silicone sealant to keep bits of trim on the walls looking nice, that's even flopping out, and I'm not even allowed to cut it off and just go down to the Poundland and get some cheap shit to budget until it gets repaired properly, which it never will. I digress. My main irritation was when the washing machine died. It kept overheating and saying power failure imminent and cutting out. To me, that was either going to be the main power board or the brain chip, the chip that basically controls all the functions, one of which was faulty and causing the power failure. You could override it. It would allow you to override it, and the machine would well back to life again and start the sequence all over again. So it would take up to 4 hours to wash a set of rags. The rags that you needed for cleaning down tables, or cleaning the walls, or cleaning the grills, etc, etc. And then one day the manager had pushed her luck so far it completely died, and Muggins had to tell her that it completely died. It wasn't nice when I had to do this, because I went into the office and said, look, the washing machine's completely dead. Well, I have to have a look at it. Well, no, it's dead. I'm telling you, it's dead. It's not going to be resurrected. And no, she spat. I have to look at it. Okay. Well, come on then. I'm busy. No, you come and look at it now, because you are going to have to tell me to hand wash something, and I'm not going to hand wash it until you say that it's dead when I know it's already dead. So come on, come into the back room. It'll only take you 5 minutes out of your busy schedule of not doing anything. So she finally stood up and followed me out. So she's like, okay, well, unplug it then and plug it back in. I'm like, that's not going to do it. And I thought you were going to look at it, so why don't you unplug it back in, and nothing will happen. This was a 16 amp connector, a 16 amp blue phase, which is 240 volts, and it is IP65 rated, so it's a sealed unit. There's a little switch to the side which unlocks the plug dock, so you can remove it. She didn't even know how to turn that. I had a bit of a laugh when she was pulling the cable out and nothing was happening, and then I showed her, I'm like, you've got to turn that. It filled me with so much confidence knowing that she just couldn't do what she wanted to do, and she'd been there for years. She's been there for years and talking out of her ass for just as long. I digress. She pulled out the cable eventually, put it back in, and nothing happened. She then fiddled with some buttons on the washing machine with the vain hope that it'll just turn on when there's no power going to the unit. No, nothing. And I'm like, okay, so have you declared it being dead then? And do you want me to tell you exactly what's wrong with it so you can tell the engineer how to fix it? Well, you can't do that. Why not? Because that's not the way, she said. It's not the way, I was thinking. And I said, what? What do you mean it's not the way? I can tell you exactly what the problem is, and then the engineer saves time because he doesn't even need to come over and look at it. He can just get the part. No, he has to come over and look at it. I'm like, okay, right, whatever. So do you want me to hand wash? Yes, you got to hand wash every single rag. That filled me with delight because I could just imagine myself being so happy having to get the greasiest, dankest cloths from the grills that are just covered with oozing grease and charred bits, and having to jet wash them in the dive sink, then soak them out, then hand wash them in hot bleachy water, then rinse them off with the jet wash again, then do it all over again, and then do it one more time for luck because you still had lots of grease trapped in the fucking cloths, all through her arrogance of not listening to someone she knows is fully qualified, but she didn't care because she grew up with Ronald. She started as 16 and worked her way up to being the boss. She has never experienced anything other than a land of clowns and grease. That was her life, and she was 10 years junior to I. Such a sad, pathetic existence. And I said to her, look, I'm going to show you something tomorrow. I'm going to come in and I'm going to show you something. And then you can take my word as being gospel when it comes to technical problems. She's like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, we'll do that. So after spending the rest of my shift hand washing all these greasy, oily rags, washing them out and washing, and even the mop heads had to be fucking hand washed as well. I went home and then immediately went to my certificate file and put that to one side ready for the next day. Sure as shit, the next day came along and it was time to go into work. My file went under my arm. It wasn't a shitty day. I couldn't be asked to find a carrier bag for it. So I just carried the folder under my arm, all proud and smug. I got into the restaurant where she promptly took my temperature to check that I didn't have corona, because it's the biggest giveaway. I passed with flying colours. No, not got the corona. And then I slammed down my big chunky file. And I go on, take a look, love. What's this? She said. This is my certificate file, which shows employers my certificates of my technical expertise. Have a look, because I am majorly overqualified for your organisation for a start. But that's not why you employed me. You employed me because you needed someone to clean tables and manage the door. But most of the time, you send shit my way and I have to deal with it. And this is what proves that I can do anything that you can, and you can't do what I can. Says that I'm better than you. And there was a few sniggers from people behind her because I'd lost my shit with this stupid woman. And she couldn't say anything to it. She just opened up my dossier of bullshit. Well, to her it was bullshit. To me, those were my achievements. My electrical certificates, my electronic certificates, my forklift license, my technical degrees, everything that showed why I was paid what I was in my chosen industry of entertainment. Her jaw dropped to the floor. It was that far open you could fit 10 black cocks into it. She put the certificates back in, gave it back and said nothing, and just went to the office to sit down. I had owned her once more, and there were chuckles from the kids in the kitchen, because they knew as well that I'd owned her, and I didn't even need to raise my voice or make a right cunt out of her. She did that all by herself.